permission to do comments. It won't let me comment.
Hey, good afternoon, Facebook. Hey, how's everybody doing this fine, cold afternoon over here in Colorado? We're looking for snow today, but you know what? We still alive and kicking, so that's the best part of the whole show. Hey, listen, today I am bringing in some, man, I love this view. Bringing in some high-powered people. A lot of y'all have been talking to me about, hey, John, who wrote your book? How can I get a book, and what's the cost? And I don't ever tell you the cost because my cost might be different than yours. And then I give you the wrong cost, and y'all be coming back trying to go in my bank account and sue me and stuff. But I have some powerful people on here today, and I'm gonna take 1 second to allow them to just introduce themselves, and then we'll get to the meat of the matter. So whichever one of y'all, it could be ladies first, or just whatever, because Three Marias is out hot and popping now. So go ahead, we'll start with the young lady and let her introduce herself, as well as Dr. Bowens. Everybody already know him. So go ahead, Miss Maria.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Leah Marie. I am the CEO and founder of Three Maries. I'm also the adjutant for Come On In, Inc. And I am just happy to be here.
Well, all right. Go ahead.
I'm Jessie Bowens, publisher for Elite Publications, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm a martial artist trying to make the world a better place.
Absolutely. Amen. And one thing about it, excuse me, I want to change the battery on my microphone. One thing about it is I'm so glad that Miss Maria that Leah didn't say that she was a martial artist, because I remember down in Houston,
training
almost told her she wasn't no kid to me no more when I seen that display. But what are we here to talk about today? I mentioned earlier that Mr. Bowens is the director, I think, the founder of Elite Publications, and many of you guys have talked to me about, hey, who do you know any good book writers or book editing companies and all that? And I always refer you to this guy sitting right here on our panel today on our show, and that's Mr. Jessie Bowens. I'm going to give him the floor right now to talk about. He does more than just books. I believe he do magazines and all other kinds of stuff. So I'm going to give you that time right now, sir, to let everybody know just some of the things you do, and let's talk about Elite Publications and some of the publishers that you have covered.
Okay, hey, John, again, thank you for the opportunity to be on your program today, and thank you and your wife for the opportunity to publish your books. This is what we do. Elite Publications, we coach people on self-publishing. We publish for you. We have ghostwriters. We help you write. We help you format. We have online classes that you can learn about it yourself. You can get your writing certificate. So, we just, everything that's done in the publishing business. We're now doing magazines. Our first magazine came out this past week, and the Martial Arts Extraordinaire magazine. We're really super proud of it. We also are now doing mobile apps. So if you would like to have a mobile app, we do that. But we do everything. You really don't have to do a lot yourself personally. I hear people tell me, well, I'm going to write my book. I've been writing on it for the past 4 years, and I'll probably finish it up sometime next year. And I always say that you're late. You're late, because when you publish your book, it's actually, you done missed the big hype up to writing your book. So what I try to do is to get my clients to pre-sell their books. That when the idea is born, then we want to start telling people about it. You may meet someone and say, "What are you doing now, John?" "Well, I'm working on a book." well, when is it going to come out? I want to get a copy. You said, well, it's going to come out next year. They forgot about your book. But when you tell someone, hey, yeah, I'm writing a book. Well, John, when is it going to come out? Well, it's going to be coming out shortly, but let me send you to my website and you can go ahead and purchase a copy, pre-order a copy. Sure, I'd love to do that. See, that's the opportunity that people miss in doing that. You know, someone may say, well, I really don't have the schooling to write a book. Well, we don't worry about that because we have people that can help you to communicate what you're trying to say. You can say it any way you want to say it. We have people that will help to, we even have software that will take what you say and rephrase it for you. So, I mean, we're in technology heaven, you know, so we can, any way that you want to write your book or you want to communicate, and that's not a problem. Someone said, well, my writing is not really well. And if I can write in cursive, but I'm not able to print well. Don't worry about it. I don't want you to write anything. You know, give me we do a Zoom interview. I take the transcript from that. We take care of everything for you. So all you really have to do is have a desire for us to sit down and determine, do you have a story that other people would like to read? Now, there are 3 reasons why someone would actually decide to publish a book. Reason number 1 is something you always wanted to do. Maybe you want to leave your story for your kids and your grandkids and talk about your life. You know, it's really important that I think that our kids and our future grandkids, they know about us. Maybe there's something that we do as a quality that we have that they may want to know about in the future. So that's why you write an autobiography book. If it doesn't sell a copy, it's just for your family and your friends, or if you're a martial artist, just for your students, or anything like that. It's small and real simple. Maybe it's got 50 pages in it. Maybe it has 40 pages in it. It really doesn't matter because it's personal to you. So that type of book, it doesn't even have to be put up on Amazon or Barnes & Noble because it's your personal book and you have it for that personal reason. The second reason is because I want my book to do something for me. So if I publish and I do all these things, so I write books and programs on how to do it. And I primarily do it because as I'm going through and creating strategies for making my book successful, then someone else may need that strategy. So when I'm writing, taking notes, those notes now become my book. We published one book that's called Become an Author for Martial Artists. And then we have another book that's called Become an Author. Then we have a lot of different programs on writing, but this is where I am right now. I'm in the publishing business. So I need to mentally be in the publishing business. You may be going through life skills. It's like someone may want to know how that they can put on a program like Dr. Williams in the future. So you can write a book on your podcast, how to podcast like Dr. Williams. It really is, it's really about providing something, a resource that people can improve the quality of their lives. And it can be about, your wife, she has a great book coming out, which is a relationship love book, and like I said, I haven't even received my picture of that. So she's supposed to send me a photograph of the book. But, so just within that of what she's thinking going in, she's written 2 books, so right now she can position herself. She has a degree in psychology. So what we would say is let this book, even though it's a love novel type book, she can become a relationship coach. Yes, so there's many things that you can start, but it actually branches off to something else. And then the third reason you want to publish a book is because you want to monetize your story. In other words, you want to create revenue from your story. And the difference in that particular book is that you have to find people that want to read your story. So if nobody wants to read your story, you're not able to monetize it. So what we do is to help to bring our list together and find those people that are interested in that particular book. So we have We have partners that have over 200,000 people in their email list. We have about another 70,000 people in our email list. And plus, we are able to get it up on over 40,000 websites, online websites, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Walmart, Target, any place that people would do. But it's really, selling books is about your ability to be able to market your book. So if you feel like that you have a book that, that you want a lot of people to read, then you have to have a marketing coach. You really need to have a marketing coach, because not you can waste a lot of money and you can waste a lot of time. So those are my 3 reasons when people come to me. I try to find out which one of those reasons that is from. And on the cost of a book can go anywhere from $400 up to $20,000. It really sort of depends. If you got a picture book, with a lot of, our book, the Martial Arts Extraordinaire, books like that, it has several hundred pictures in them. Those are your most expensive types of books. So, that's sort of it, John.
And one thing that people must understand, a lot of people say, well, I've been writing on my book for 10 years and 5 years. But one thing I noticed about Elite Publishing, when they did my book, they gave me a deadline. Okay, John, we're going to be finished by May. I don't know. I don't care what happens up between now and May, but all I know is that Elite Publishing will have your book out by May. Now, you might have some sleepless nights to catch up to if you get mixed up somewhere before May. But I noticed that you guys delivered on time, and my book is Dr. John Williams, More Than a Martial Artist. And I'm telling you, I was super impressed from day one with it. And this is not the only thing that I'm going to have done. What I did is, you get to one thing about Elite, they allow you to express yourself in the way you want your book. Because I was like many of us that was in the Army, we always had that daily bread in our back pocket, somewhere in our cargo pocket or back pocket or something. So whenever we sit down, we just take a look at the daily bread. And when you look at my book, that's what I tried to mirror my book after, was the daily bread, because a lot of people don't like to read a lot, but when you just give them a food for thought, something they can sit and think about, and then write their thought about it, it kind of becomes like, wow, I like that. It's not that much reading, but I got a minute. I'm gonna write my thought about, whatever the thought is. And like anything else, I tell people, all things are difficult before they are easy. So if you think writing a book is easy, it's going to be difficult at first. But once you do it and you look back, you're ready to write another one and another one and another one, because that wasn't so bad. But I would not have brought Elite Publishing Director on if I was just trying. And listen, I don't get a discount or free book or anything for this. It's something that I believe that this is a good product. They are honest people, and that's what you're looking for. Because my wife did use another company, and I think we paid probably $6,500, and we were laughing because we put Elite Publication down and we put the other company down, and we looked at the books, and I was like, okay, 6,000 over here and blankety blank over here. A huge difference. I told her, I said, your book is going to sell just because it covered. And it's a you guys, I don't know who do your graphics or who comes up with the idea. Like I always say, I always let my wife use my body on these pictures. I don't mind. So I let her use my body on the pictures and everything. But it's just, you guys are the best. You got, and I don't know if you have on hand, I was trying to hold on hand for the magazines that you do, the history journal, history books that you have. And not because or whatever, but it's a great deal. Who doesn't want their book? Who doesn't want their picture in the books with all these other great martial artists that came before you? And that's what's good about it. I mean, being a life coach and all the other things, you can make the book you can make this work for you. And I always tell people, don't look at the price you pay. Look at what they do for you. So these are some talk. You can feel free to talk about a little bit about the Earning Rated series and all
we're
that.
talking about, John, I really would like to say to people, and I don't really know how to say it sometimes because people will look at me and go, okay, Mr. Big Stuff, who do you think you are? And I am who I am, and hey, God put me here for a purpose, and that's to make the world better. And for those people that are looking, because, John, just think about it for a second. How valuable you are, and as we are, as LeMarie, we're all valuable. But
Yes,
what's valuable about us? We're born and we die. So there's a journey between being born and dying.
yes,
and in that journey, did you use a good life well, or did you waste a good life?
Wow.
When we think about that for a second, this is sort of where I'm trying to get people to connect with. So in writing, or people that are featured in my book, they have a chance to stop. My wife is a minister. They call me overseer. I haven't figured out what that means yet, but anyway, but I don't try to save somebody's soul. I just try to get them to think about their lives. Right. So if you're in my book and you have to write about your life, you have a moment in time to stop and evaluate your life. So that's right. That's what my God purpose is to help people stop and evaluate their lives. If you write about yourself and you don't like your life, you can now make a change in it. One way or the other, you can make a change in that. So, that's what I consider that, I'm just doing what God's purpose is. That's just who I am. Every blessing I've got, it comes from God. This whole thing started 7 years ago. It was only scheduled to be one book. It was not on my schedule for it to be where it is. And that's the reason why, that we want to say that you've got a story. The graveyard is the richest place in the land. And you can't, and I heard someone say the other way, and I really love it, is that you never see a U-Haul trailer hooked behind a U-Haul, behind a hearse. You don't see it. You can't take it with you. So why not share it? Share how to become better. That's what I want to do. I want to teach you how to write. Don't be as good as I am. I want you to be better than I am. So that's what my mission is.
A few minutes ago you said something about why were you born or something like that. And my thing is, because in my book I do a lot of quotes, and one that always stood with me was why fit in when you were made to stand out. So why are people getting jealous of you for standing out? That's what you were made to do. You don't have to worry about what other people think, because that was my problem for a long time. Well, if I do this, even when I first started the podcast, and I started off with a cheap camera, just somebody told me how to do it. I never expected the book to be written. I always wanted to write one, but then you get to think, man, your wife wrote a book, so now you write one. Me and my wife don't get together and say, hey, what you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna do that too. What you gonna do? Oh, I want to do that. If you've been together 33 years, you're gonna automatically think alike anyway, or you should. And that's what I tell everybody. She took my last name. I didn't take hers. So whatever she want to do that's beneficial, I'm not gonna say no, you can't do that. I'm there for her support. And the books and the magazines and all the stuff that you have really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I mean, since meeting you and Dr. Lynn there, he is a doctor too, as I should have made that clear. Dr. Lynn there, when we talk, we know where we come from. So she could read the book. She could open up the book and say, John lying about that. but she knows where we came from.
Did we lose you, John, or did we lose me?
No, I think it froze for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it froze.
Well, Lynn, you're going to have to take over.
So tell us some more. So if I want to get started, what do I need to do? What's the first thing I need to do?
The first thing you need to do is just contact me to set up a conversation. And our website is www.elitepublications. That's elitepublications.org. Or you can call me at 919-618-8075. And what I would do is just set up a time to meet with you. And in that meeting is to determine what your goals are. And as I was saying before, I mean, there's so many things that you're doing. It can be just like, how do you interview correctly? Or it can be wherever you are, that's a good place for you to begin to look at, this is the place that I write from. This is the place that I begin to share my story. So any of those places, but that's the place that we start from first, is looking at your book and then to determine what it is you want to do with your book.
And Jessie, what is the normal time frame? Is there a time frame that normally from beginning to end that you would say, a good space, 6 months, 7 months? How soon could it be done?
I can write a book in 30 days. I can actually write a 100-page book in 30 days. And you see, the thing with this is that you already have that information. You start doing, that's why we have a new course up, and you can go to Elite Publications. You can see the link for that. But, you can go through our 30-day course. And if you follow the writing steps of my 30-day course, at the end of 30 days, you're ready to put your book up. You're ready to upload it, ready to get the graphics and everything. So that's why I say this, I've written over 30 books, and those books are, it depends on what I'm actually writing on or what I'm actually doing, because, I'm a committed person. So once I start, I put aside that time, but, I grab my cell phone and I'm sitting out with my coffee and I close my eyes and I just begin to speak whatever I'm thinking or whatever is on. And then I have my research work. My research work is where, I go and research other information and then find out, because remember, there's no new material, so, you can't plagiarize someone's work. It can give you an idea about your work. So you have the writing part, and some people have a difficult time with that. And then the other part is I don't know where to get started with this publishing thing. How much am I going to spend and get it done? But to get a really good book done within 30 to 45 days, I give people an average about 60 days. When you hit 90 days, they're going to lose their motivation.
Yes.
You've been writing a book for 5 years. It's because that's how long they've lost their motivation. When you set a goal, you put a time limit on that goal, and then you move towards that.
Excellent. That is excellent. So what advice would you give to us want-to-be writers? Because I accepted a challenge. So what advice would you give me so that I could go ahead and get started and do what I'm supposed to do?
Pen and paper. First of all, get a pen and paper, write down, I am committed to writing my book. That's the first thing you do. You make a declaration to yourself about your commitment. And then you close your eyes and just take a moment and say, look into the future. How would that book change your life? Because that's exactly what happens, because that book becomes your big business card and it opens up a lot of doors for you. So first of all, make a decision to commit. Second thing to do, give me a call and let's discover, what you want to write on, discover, we're not going to worry about money at that moment because we're going to help you pre-sale your book. So as you begin that process, you want to be creating revenue again, and the question to ask is, what are you writing on, and how many ways can you use it? Because we're going to put it in a book format. We're going to put it in an ebook format. We're going to put it on Kindle. We're going to put it on Nook. We're going to put it on all these places and see. And then we help you turn into an Audible book. So we help you. You got a book, but you have all these other product lines that you develop from your book. And depending upon your book, we help you develop into a seminar. So now you can start speaking. So a book is a powerful tool, and it's more than a doorstop. It really should open your life up, because seminar speakers can be paid anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 to show up, spend an hour speaking on something.
Wow.
Yes.
Excellent.
Am I back?
Our host is back now.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I was back. I'm sorry. I guess something went wrong with the internet. So everybody's back up and good to go.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, this is what it's all about. It's about promoting each other, and like I said, the books that they have put out for us. I won't speak for everybody else, but the books that they have put out for us, Dr. Brenda Williams, A Healing Touch, and as well as my book, More Than a Martial Artist. I promote it because I know how it felt for me to look and see. Number one, my picture on the front of a book, because you can't believe, all that you've been through and came out of, and now you were a throwaway child, and here it is, you're on the book cover. You are able to tell your story and someone listen. And like I said, when I talked to Elite Publishing, I think they said we'll have it in May, and I think it was the end of January. So it was less than 3 months. And I'm telling you, I knew nothing about writing a book. But one thing about them, they will bring you up to snuff real quick.
And John, your book actually, received an award in Vegas.
That's right. That's right. You sure did. I'm glad you brought that up. And I take pride in this award. The Dr. John Williams Authors Award at the Turk Center stage. And look, it just wasn't people off the street in there. It was some name brand. I mean, some movie stars and everybody else that you were sitting in the room with when you were receiving this. And man, that just made it, to me, I was like, wow, and that's what it's all about. So once again, put your information in there, Dr. Jessie, about how they can contact you. I never like to give out your phone number because I might give out the wrong one or whatever, but I however they reach you, and so that we can get it out there.
ElitePublications.org. www.elitepublications.org. They can reach us there. And John, your book, we've submitted it for nomination for the International Impact Award. Wow. So so again, once you write your book, you're just getting on the road. Yeah. And when more people begin to see that your book, you are an award-winning author, that your book is a big, so it's a huge business card. Yes. Since you released your book, I've noticed that you were featured in one of the books over in Brazil. So yes, I mean, look at your personal growth, and people look at you as an author. They consider you as an expert. Yes. They consider you as an expert. So it is more than a big business card. It is whatever you're looking for is life-changing.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, and one other thing that, and I know we're going to end this in about a couple of minutes, but I want to share something else. The other two on the other end. The other two on the other end. On the other end. On the other end. I want to share something else that I was featured in, and it has to do with Elite Publications. I don't think you knew this unless you follow my Facebook, but I was featured in the Influential People magazine. This magazine has 1.2 million subscribers to it, And not only was the AMAA put on the back, but they also put our book in the magazine for the our book was recognized in the magazine uh, for this international magazine. So I thought that was big stuff in itself to be recognized internationally in an international magazine and talk about. They gave credits to the book that you put out. I forgot to tell you that it was in here, but this magazine is in 6 different countries, and it has 1.2 or 1.4 million subscribers to this magazine. So I thought that was outstanding in itself. So that just go to tell that elite publishing. I don't. I always call it fly by night companies. I don't like to mess with fly by night companies, but this company has really I think that's pretty big, and I think it speaks a lot for the impact, like you say. Brazil, just somebody from Brazil was watching me or whatever, and said, "Hey, man, let's talk about that book that you're doing." And that's how it. So you never know who's watching you. I had somebody contacted me 2 days ago and say, "John, I was looking at your book. My mom is, she's on her last leg pretty much, and she wanted to write a book. How can I get in contact with that company? Look, you're going to get another person anyway, so another 2 people that's coming after me." So that's what it's all about. If I were to get online and say, "Man, this book sucks, don't ever go to this company," your voice carries. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Your voice carries. You can make or break somebody, because I have an audience, you have an audience, and whatever you say, it affects that audience. And if we keep pushing these books and how good elite publishing is, it's just good for all of us. It's good for all of us. And I'm proud to be recipient of a book that you guys wrote for me. And I say thank you all the time. And like I said on my show the other day, when you're writing a book, don't get tired. I mean, if you get tired, rest. Just don't quit. Because I'm telling you, this man right here, he gonna push you. He gonna push you. If you say you if you say you want it, he gonna make sure you get it. I ain't never had to stay up 3 nights in a row trying to catch up. But I learned a lot about myself.
That's what success is about, John. Success is about commitment.
Absolutely.
That's true. But one thing, like I say, Dr. Lynn knows, we grew up together. We're first cousins. My mom is her auntie and everything. And it's just one of those things where you can look back on your life. And Dr. Bowens, I'm telling you, when you do her story, you don't have a story. She has a story to tell. And I hope that you get to do her. I hope that she allows your company to.
All right, I'm expecting a call from her. My telephone number is 919 618 8075.
I will tell you, she is a woman of her word, but her story it's our family been through a lot. Our family been through a lot, and dealing with all the death and all that, just one after the other. And she probably is one of the strongest women that you will meet, especially when you read her book. You'll be saying, "How is this woman holding up after all this?" But the message the other night was, "Can you sing in the rain?" Boy, she can sing in the rain. She's smiling today, so I know she can sing in the rain.
Is that the name of the book? That sounds good.
I like that.
That's my message the other day. Can you sing in the rain? We happy when everything's going good for us, but what about when trouble come your way? Can you still say hallelujah? Can you still say thank you, Jesus? So that's what it was all about. We got about 5 more minutes. I always look at my clicker. We've been in it about 30 minutes now, 34 minutes. But Dr. Bowens, I always call you doctor because you deserve that. Uh, Tell us a little bit more. I know we've talked about the books and everything, and you know me, I shift gears every now and then, but there's some more things because I'm part of organizations that you are in charge of, the American Martial Arts Alliance and all those others. Is there anything that you want to put a plug in about any other of those organizations?
Well, we have two organizations that we focus on martial arts. We have the American Martial Arts Alliance Foundation. That's our nonprofit organization. That organization, our focus is education and helping martial arts schools grow their business through education and financially supporting them if they need that. We do have criterias is that they have to go through our marketing program if they're looking to have grant money coming from us. We want to make sure that we're investing our money in helping people. So that's that's a key part of it. But we really want to help, we want to find martial arts instructors that want to help kids that cannot afford to get involved in the martial arts. We know that their school has to run, but they will support us in getting those kids in their school. We'll pay for their uniforms. We'll pay for their sparring. They get their certification through the AMAA. But, we want to give those kids an opportunity because we realize how much the martial arts has impacted our lives. Yes. So this is part of our new Give Back program that we want to be doing in 2022. Then we have the American Martial Arts Alliance Institute. That part of our organization is focused on, that is the educational part of our program. And, the key element of success is being smart.
Right.
Now, smart doesn't mean that you have to go to college. Smart means that you have a great understanding about your products, about your service, about customer service, how to be able to have, get students in your school for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, starting their 5, leave when they become seniors. How do you build long-time relationships? And, that's the whole thing about being involved in the martial arts. It's not just a here, now, and gone. How do I motivate you? That's reading one of my books is called Public Speaking for Martial Artists. Now, a lot of times martial artists, they sort of shoot themselves in the foot when they open their mouth, so, but if you're a martial arts instructor, you should be training on being a public speaker, because when you're standing in front of a group of parents and you've got words coming out your mouth, you want to make sure that you're saying the right thing that gets them to nod their head, you're right, and really support you. Yeah. So we're all about, helping people to do a better job, empowering martial artists to inspire the world.
Now, I believe sometimes you have, or certain martial arts, they have courses you can take, like the Zoom classes online for those that don't want to be in the classroom. I know we used to do that as well. And if I could suggest one person, would be Dr. Leah. There, she needs some training because that stuff she did in Texas.
I'll send her a link to my online course. She can train with Hanshi. I'll send her a link.
No, but this is what it's all about. And I have to send a shout out to Professor Gary Lee over in Houston, over in Texas, that Sports Karate Museum. I always tell him that I'm going to send him a shout out. And it's just things that once you come into the martial arts world, and that's where I love my book, the title More Than a Martial Artist, because we are more than martial artists, and we need to understand that. People say, well, you're a black belt. I'm a black belt. Okay, what are you doing in the community? Who have you helped? Do anybody in the community know anything that you're doing? What have you established for the people coming after you? And that's what I'm always trying to think about as a martial artist. I want somebody to look at me and say, man, he went to school, he did this, he did that, he fed the homeless, he went to the. I want people to come after me and do the same, well, some of the same things, or be somebody in your community, not just kicking somebody's head off. Anybody could do that. But one day your legs are not going to work as well as they used to, or your hands. But what have you left? What legacy have you left as a martial artist? And that's just some of the things that I know that we do a lot. I know that we do a lot. So I just wanted to make sure that we talked a little bit about the martial arts alliance and everything. And is it any other any other plugs that you want to put in? I know your wife got a TV show.
I think that's good. You know, is to.
Yeah.
I guess if I had one last thing to say is remember you have a brand new day, you have a brand new opportunity, and you know what's behind you is behind you, and you really have to focus on what's in front of you. You know, if you have not because you ask not.
Right.
You know, so if you want success, then ask for it. You know, take action. You know, step forward. Until you pick up the telephone and make a call, nothing will happen. So, you know, I would just say if anyone's interested in publishing a book or anyone's interested in changing your lives, becoming, you know, more confident, financially wealthy, you know, take action. You know, have not because you ask not.
Well, I'm gonna give you one last one. Is your wife just got a TV show?
Mm-hmm.
Is it was Now Network, or which one is she on now?
She's on Preach the Word.
Preach the Word. Now, okay, I knew it was one of them. Preach the Word. So, do you want to give the people the website or whatever? This
Sure.
make sure that she knows. That we get you as many people watching that show as we can.
Well, yeah, you know, we for the past year we've been just social media online. We added the television network. You know, and millions of people around the world give us a chance to hear a message, and she has a great message. She's a much better speaker than I am. She has a great message. But the church is called Greater Vision Christian Church, and you know, God gave us that because you know that's sort of what we believe is that we're here to not just be born and to die, but in that process is to be able to have a vision, see in our mind, heart, what we can do. So her website is www.greatervisionchristianchurch.com. And, you know, you can go there, you can check her out. She's on Facebook all the time. We have services there. We're on the local television network. And, you know, it's been good because we've been overly blessed. And,
Yes.
you know, so we came out of the building, but we are now all over the world. Instead of servicing our local community. And we do that, but we also service all over the world. So remember, there's no bad times. They're just great opportunities.
Well, we want to say thank you once again to Dr. Jessie Bowens and Elite Publishing. Remember, if you would like your book published and you are up in the air, you looked in the newspaper, and you're not sure of a publishing company, please consider Elite Publishing. And one last thing, could you give them the phone number again?
Telephone number is 919-618-8075. You can call me, text me, go to our website, elitepublications.org. I said .com, but it's .org. elitepublications.org.
Well, that does it for us today. And you hear the music coming in. We just want to say thank you once again. Thank you once again for tuning in with us. And I hope that you would consider Elite Publications. Thank you, Mr. Bowens, once again. And I guess that does it for us today. So y'all be blessed, and thank you once again for tuning in.